Good morning. It's so nice to see you all. Welcome to the First Unitarian Church of Orlando. My name is Beverly Alig. It is glorious to be here together today, both in this sacred space and online, simultaneously. Today, leading worship is Reverend Margalie Belizaire, Aubrey Connelly-Candelario, John Brockman, Linnea Nelson, and Rhonda Rodriguez. We welcome you all to join us as we explore Unitarian Universalist faith, which draws us into a community of justice seekers with a commitment to lifelong spiritual growth and compassionate service to the community. If you would like to watch the service online later, it will be available shortly after the live service. For more information about our congregation, go to orlandouu.org, or email welcometeam@orlandouu.org. Our announcements for today all have links in the newsletter or on our website and will be repeated for those of you watching online at the end of the service. Right after service today, our in-person fellowship will take place informally around the Labyrinth area. Please keep social distancing in place. We will also hold our usual online fellowship at 11:30, at least for today, where we gather with each other and chat. One of the online breakout rooms is the Welcome Center, where you can bring any questions you have about our church. All month, you are invited to visit the online volunteer opportunity fiesta at oneuvolunteer.wordpress.com. Here you will learn about church life, groups, and activities that you can participate in here at 1U. The Central Florida Veg Fest 2021 is seeking volunteers for the vendor booth on October 23rd. Please email Gabby for more information. On the same day, October 23rd, 2021, we invite you to check out our upcoming Halloween drive-up event at 10:30. Mask and social distancing are required so we can all safely decorate pumpkins, do crafts, pick up the RE kit, and have a costume parade. And also, please turn off your Wi-Fi or just turn off your phones so it doesn't interfere with our live streaming process that's going on. We have a basket and envelopes for making your donation in the back of the worship space today. You can also make an online offering to support the many ministries of this congregation. Go to orlandouu.org and click the donate button in the upper right corner, send a text, or mail a check. Our Share the Plate this month is the Coalition of Immokalee Workers. The Coalition is a worker-based human rights organization recognized for its achievements in the fields of corporate social responsibility, community organizing, and tackling modern-day slavery and other labor abuses common in agriculture. You can also give to our Share the Plate partner directly on the website. But please let us know you've donated by dropping a line to programassistant1u@gmail.com. The Share the Plate nomination form is open. If you know a great organization serving our Central Florida community, please consider nominating them. The nomination form can be found in the chat and in our weekly update. The deadline is October 31st. It's wonderful being with you all here today, both those of you worshiping here in person and those who are gathered with us online. It's just glorious today. Thank you. Let us worship together once again.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Rhonda Rodriguez. It's my husband, Richard Cook, our daughter, Karina, and we are thrilled to be able to light the chalice live and in person today after so long. We're on the hunt for the lighter, so bear with us for once.
Dad has the lighter.
Never mind, we have a lighter. Yay! So, if you all please join us in the familiar words as we light the chalice this morning. In the light of truth and in the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to sustain, and to share.
Hello. Oh, so good to be with you. And on this first day, our first in-person service in this configuration at 1U since the pandemic, and since we have agreed to do shared ministry together, I call us to worship with the words of Eric Wilkerson. We need one another. We come together this morning because within us, there is something that knows we need more than we can find in our own aloneness. We know instinctively in the depths of ourselves that we need others for this journey of life, even though we also guard our independence and individuality quite jealously. So, let us celebrate all that makes us unique, yet also all that makes us one. And let us dream dreams of all that we can do together. Come, friends, let us worship together.
Good morning, and welcome to the Story for All Ages. Today's story is going to be a fable, and this fable takes place in the African grasslands, so imagine all those animals that might be out in those grasslands. And this was far before any humans walked the earth. Now, this fable, as most fables, is a story about animals, but it also is a story that has a little message in it for you. So I'm going to ask you to not only listen to the story about the animals, but also listen for that little gift of a message that might stay with you for a long, long time. So the animals that are in the grasslands included a tricky little rabbit. Now, this tricky little rabbit we're going to call Hare. There's also a hyena. And this hyena we're going to call Hyena. There were also lots of other animals, and just imagine all of them. And one day the hyena said, "I want everyone to know that I am the most important animal in the grasslands. So to do that, I'm going to build a house. But it must be a great, grand house, and it must be near the sweetest stream, and it must be under the shade of the biggest tree. It has to be the perfect place." And once Hyena found the perfect place, then Hyena hired the very best builder there was and built an amazing house. It took a whole moon to build this house. Once the house was built, Hyena decided, time to throw a party. So of course, Hyena hired the very best chef there is in the land. All the animals came, they had a wonderful time, and they ate such good food. But as Hyena looked out at all the animals, Hyena said, we're missing someone. Where's Hare? Hare isn't here. So Hyena the next day marched over to Hare's house and said, "Why weren't you at my party?" And Hare said, just another house, hole in the wall probably. And then Hare said, I could probably do better. Well, Hyena said, "I don't think you could do better." And Hyena said, "I challenge you to build a better house in half the time." Well, half the time of a moon is only 2 weeks, but Hare said, "Okay, I can do that." Well, Hyena walked away, And Hare went, "Oh my gosh, what did I do? What did I say? How can I build a better house in half the time?" But Hare thought for a moment and then thought, all the animals, and went around and visited all of the animals of the grasslands and promised them 2 great gifts if they came to help to build Hare's new house. Well, all the animals came except for those that said, "Well, I can't leave my families behind." And Hare said, "Of course, bring your families. This is for everybody." So all the families came, and when they got to the location of the new house, they first said, "Let's build our own houses so we have a place to be." And Hare said, "Yes, everyone build your house. Everyone go ahead and make yourselves comfortable." Once everyone had their own house, they all gathered together and they built Hare's house. Well, now Hare's house was glorious. And Hyena came back those 2 weeks later and said, "I'm surprised. You have a house." And Hare said, "Yes, I do. But I don't just have a house. I have a village. I have a community." And Hyena was pleased. So then the party started. All the animals brought their very favorite food, the one that they loved to share with everyone else. And they had this grand feast. And as this feast was going on and all the animals were so happy, Hyena said, "Well, how is this party better than mine?" Well, Hare said, "Because," and he started tapping on a log. And as he tapped, then some of the animals started to tap fast and some slow, and pretty soon they were making music. And when the music stopped, then Hare said, "I've given 2 gifts. One gift to each and every animal here is the gift of community. And the second gift is the gift of the drum." Well, the animals to this day are still arguing about whether it was 2 or 3 gifts, because they knew it was community and they knew it was a drum, but it was also music. And are drum and music one thing? Or are they 2 things? They're still arguing about it. However, they're all still there in community making music together. And Hyena was also pleased because he was now part of this community too. But as you remember, even though the fable is over, there might be a little message in this story. And you might have heard the message that perfect is not always better. And you might have heard the story that it takes all of us to bring our gifts together to create community. And you might have also heard or felt that you are part of this community and your gifts are very important to everyone here.
Linnea, for your gift of storytelling. So as we make space for the joys and concerns of this congregation, I invite those joining online to participate in our communion of names and add the names of those who are on your heart this morning, whether they're there due to a concern or a joy. And for those of you who are here in person, let's take a quiet moment to reflect on those who are on our hearts this morning, whether they're there due to a joy or a concern. We are saddened to hear that Victoria Goddard has passed away following an extended illness. Victoria holds a special place in our hearts for the wonderful work she did leading McPaul and the remodeling of Gore Hall and the Enrichment Center. We think of her every time we walk the labyrinth. Carla Casort would appreciate some virtual chants, and now that we're in person, live chants, prayers and positive thoughts on her behalf as she deals with some medical issues. Our sexton, Frank, who you might have seen walking around here this morning, is recovering from some health concerns and would welcome your prayers. So let's keep him in our thoughts. We've learned of the passing of Veronica Drake, who was a member of 1U since 2011, and we are saddened by this. So let us send love and prayer to her family and friends. And a prayer for all of us coming together here this morning, simultaneously in person and online. May we be grateful for any and all opportunities to be in the company of those we love. May we be open to new experiences as we return to in-person worship, knowing that this is a new normal that we're navigating. And let us remember to always extend grace to one another. May it be so.
Sorry, the audio guy is not used to the windscreen swap. It's really great to see everybody again. I think I can take this off. That's better. Good morning. This reading comes to us today from Reverend Kimberly Ann Tomczak, titled A Place of Belonging and Caring. It is not by chance that you arrived here today. You've been looking for something larger than yourself. Inside of you, there is a yearning, a calling, a hope for more, a desire for a place of belonging and caring. Through your struggles, someone nurtured you into being, instilling a belief in a shared purpose, a common yet precious resource that belongs to all of us when we share. And so you began seeking a beloved community, a people that does not put fences around love, a heart home to nourish your soul and share your gifts. Welcome home. Thank you.
Thank you for your patience with us as we move to trying to be safe, covering the mic for each of us. We are first and foremost a religious community here at 1U. And so here, we help each other grow in our spirituality because religion is best practiced in community. That is the relationship between spirituality and religion. Spirituality is personal, individualistic, while religion provides the space for those individual spiritualities to come together as a community with common goals and values. So, do religious communities have a responsibility to those who frequent them, to their membership, the individual parts that make up this community. The central task of the religious community is to unveil the bonds that bind each to all. There is a connectedness, a relationship discovered amid the particulars of our own lives and the lives of others. Reverend Dr. Mark Morrison Reed. So if we remain in our own little spiritual bubbles, we can develop blinders and not be aware of what connects us to others, or that we are connected at all. On the surface, it's not always obvious that the humanity in me is tethered to the humanity in you, and that though the manner in which we experience things might be quite different, we all struggle, we love, we suffer, we celebrate like we are today. It is the primary work of the religious community, of one you, to bring to light those touch points for us, where the particulars of one life meet those of another. Also, to help each member find their space in this community. That is a tremendous task. And it is one of the many reasons why my heart rejoices to see so many of you in the flesh this morning, and that you too get to see people you haven't seen in over a year and a half. I worry that many have not been able to connect or find their way or their place in this community while we've been on YouTube and Facebook for worship, platforms that do not give us a chance to see one another, to see each other's faces. I am grateful that those spaces exist, for they have provided us with the means to gather. I'm grateful for all of you who are joining online right now, and I'm reaching out to you across space and time to connect with you. And even as we return fully to in-person service, the genie cannot be put back in the bottle. Many have gotten used to the comfort of worshiping online, not to mention others for whom this is the only way they can attend. I don't see us moving forward without continuing to offer some form of virtual worship. So we'll need to pay close attention as a religious community to our responsibility, not just to those who are able to join in person or who choose to join in person, but also those who choose to engage us through online platforms. We need to be as dedicated as we are to lift up those very same touch points where the particulars of one life meets those of another, and to help each member find their space in the church community. Morrison Reed continues, once felt, that is that intersection, that connection, once felt, it inspires us to act for justice. It is the church that assures us that we are not struggling for justice on our own, but as members of a larger community. I was speaking with a colleague just a couple of days ago about our favorite UU songs. I indicated that one of mine was the Yes song. When they ask what I did well, tell them I said yes to life. I can't say that part without making this gesture. My colleague, her favorite is, "This is my song." And I want to read some of the lyrics to you. This is my song, O God of all nations, a song of peace for lands afar and mine. This is my home, the country where my heart is. Here are my hopes, my dreams, my holy shrine. But others and other lands are beating with hopes and dreams, as true and high as mine. My colleague went on to talk about a gathering she attended shortly following the events of 9/11, and singing that song with other UUs just brought tears to her eyes and to the eyes of others who were present. She was reminded that she was part of a faith tradition that saw the world differently from all the calls, if you remember in those days, to avenge and the anti-Muslim sentiments that were going on at that time. And I think that's what a religious community can do for us. Remind us that we are not alone in our beliefs and in what we value. This One You community lets us know that we have companions alongside us as we fight for equity and as we work on the goal of world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all, our sixth principle. The religious community is essential, for alone our vision is too narrow to see all that must be seen, and our strength too limited to do all that must be done. Reverend Reed presses on. Those blinders I spoke about earlier, and also due to our own limitations, to the limitations of our life experiences, the religious community can help broaden and extend our scope, because we don't just have to rely on our own lived experiences. Through relationships, we have access to the lived experiences of our kindreds in faith. And if we're open enough to allow ourselves to be humble enough to learn from another's life's journey, what a gift. Moreover, being a part of a religious community can mean that we do not have to do it all. We alone do not have to carry the burdens of the world on our shoulders. We can share the load. We can draw on the strength of another. And if the work is shared, as we heard in the story Linnea shared with us, we can have time to rest when we're tired, knowing that the work will carry on. Together, our vision widens and our strength is renewed. Ends Reverend Reed. May this religious community continue to provide us the space to connect, to grow, to feel supported, and to give us a sense of belonging. May it be so.
I choose you. I am here. I've always been more enchanted by the idea of chosen family. The thought that we are each making a choice to be here in this family, in this community, is powerful. We have actively chosen to come and be here. I'm not stuck with you because you're my cousin and I'm not allowed to be rude. I could leave if I wanted to, but I don't, because of the way that we have each nurtured this community. I choose to be stuck with you, for better or for worse. And we have continuously made this choice over and over again. The words covenant and right relation are second nature. We make the choice to stay stuck together even when we don't even want to be in the same room. Wise words by Emma Merchant.
Isn't this fun? So, it's come time to extinguish the chalice. But I have to say again, it's really awesome to see everybody. So, yeah, yes, it is. So please join me in the words for extinguishing the chalice. And we have a extinguisher. Good old breath. We extinguish the flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm off script. This wasn't in the rehearsal yesterday.
May we be filled with the blessing of this covenanted community. May we carry them, may you carry them with you as you depart from here. May you discover the places in the world where these blessings are needed. May you have the courage to share them. May there be an open place within you to receive the blessings of the people whom you will meet along the way. Eric William. Beloveds, worship has ended, and now the service truly begins. We did it!
Ghost in the keyboard.
Oh, but it was perfect. I know, right? We did it.
Oh, virtual hugs, everybody.
Yes, yes. I'm so glad you had a writer. Hold on to your mic cover, because they can't use it anymore. So hang on to it so that for future, yes.
So they can't be washed or anything?
No, hang
There's
on to
enough,
them.
I guess. Yeah.
And they're cheap enough for us to get.
I'm sorry?
They're cheap enough to get.
Oh, are they?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. At least that's what Max said. This was wonderful.
When I said, should I get a match, I saw he picked this up, but you couldn't see it because he was, and I didn't even think to say, no, he's got
He's got one, yeah.
But actually,
That was wonderful. I think the mic might be on, so let me step away. But thank you for what you got there.
I am selling Girl Scout fall products, nuts, candies, and magazines.
Oh, look,
and I think
so
I bought some online from
so
you already.
impressive. You've got that is really impressive.
That's very good.
Thank
So,
you. I
Karina,
will.